Welcome to Meaning Over Money, a different kind of financial podcast where money is never about money.
Welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are so excited to have you here. We hope you're having an awesome week. And regardless of when you're listening to this, we hope it adds value to your journey. We recently did an episode where we talked about some of the new car data. More specifically, some of the new car loan data. And in that episode, we reported that based on this newest data, the average car payment on a new car is $726 a month on average. And the average debt on a new car is $40,000. That's heavy. There's a lot going on there. But I tried to provide a little bit of context on the back of the episode. And I said it's kind of a double-edged sword. On one hand, car debt is the easiest debt to unwind. You just sell the car. Like student loans, that's hard debt to unwind. It's impossible. It's impossible to unwind student loan debt. You just pay it off. House debt, you can unwind it, but it's a little hard. It's a time-consuming process. You move. There's a lot that goes into it. You can unwind that, but it's a harder process. Car debt, on the other hand, it's pretty easy. You sell a car. You sell a car, you buy a different car. It's not nothing, but it's a pretty simple process. But I said there's a shadow side to this. Car debt's the hardest debt to unwind because it's public. The process of unwinding your car debt, selling your car, buying something cheaper, that's very public. People see that. A lot of our financial stuff that goes on in our life, it's private. We don't know about what people are going through. It's hidden. It's behind the curtain. It's behind the door of your house. We don't see what goes on. But when somebody sells their new car, that's very public. And people will ask, what happened? What's going on? And I said, and for that reason, it becomes a very hard debt to unwind for many people. And after I ended that episode, and it's funny because I always record the episode alone, and then Cole always edits the episode alone. He doesn't know what I'm recording all the time, and if he does, he doesn't know what I say until he's editing. And as he was editing the episode, here was his thought. He thought to himself, wait, people are choosing their image over their own family. And I hadn't fully thought of it that way. It's essentially what I was saying. But he connected the two directly. And when you put it that way, that sounds really profound. Because that's what we're doing. That's exactly what we are doing. It's hard to unwind car debt because it's public. Translation, people are putting up with absorbing these massive car payments because they care about what other people think. And I've worked with enough people that there's a lot of people that are essentially driving their kids' college. They're driving their retirement. They're driving their vacations. They're driving the house that maybe they want to live in. People are spending more money on their cars than they're spending on pretty much anything. And if we could wave a magic wand, which we can, it's called selling your car, and that car debt goes away, it just disappears. Why wouldn't we do it? And the answer is people care about their image. People care. There's a couple components about this. People care about showing status to others. I drive a Benz. I drive a Lexus. I drive a BMW. Fill in the blank. I drive a Tesla. There's a couple different versions of this. And so we use it as a scorecard and we say, see, look, I'm successful. That's one part of the image. The other part of the image is protecting our image. Let's say we have a vehicle, and it could be a luxury vehicle or not. And if we buy a new vehicle, and then we quickly turn and sell that vehicle to buy something cheaper, it sets off red flags for people in our life. And people in our life start thinking, what happened to them? Are they okay? Did something go wrong? Did they lose their job? Are they broke? These are questions that start coming up with people. And so the wheels start to turn. And people don't like that. People don't like people looking at them as if something's broken. And I remember when my wife and we sold our house. We had a nice house. We sold the house and we decided to rent a townhome for a season. At the time, we were planning on spending part of our year here in America. We were going to spend the other part of our year in Asia. We were going to bounce back and forth. And if we were going to bounce back and forth, we didn't want a house with a basement, lawn care, snow removal. We didn't want that. And so we were going to sell it. We're going to simplify our life. And people started asking questions because it was public. And when I was younger, I used to drive a nicer car that cost me money, a good amount of money. And I cared what people thought. And then I stopped having cars like that, and I got some questions. People were wondering. People were inquisitive. So these are public decisions. But at the heart of it, as Cole so bluntly put it to me, you have your image or your family. You get to choose. And as I'm walking alongside of people, it's staggering to me how many people are choosing their image. I've worked with people for years that the only thing holding them back at this point is their vehicles. I have people I've worked with that the only option they have to move the needle financially is their vehicles. But yet, in some cases, they won't do it. In some cases, they won't. And I think that's the choice that we have here. The choice that we have here today is we can choose our image or we can choose our family. But we can't choose both. We don't always have the ability to choose both. And there's people that I've walked alongside that I think they deserve so much better than to invest money in their image when all of it is meaningless. And they say they want to lean into their family, but their choices say otherwise. And again, I say this all the time. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. Our job is not to tell you what to do. Our job is to give you a different perspective, share our opinions, because we have a lot of them, and then let you decide what's best for you and your family. But I wanted to share that idea that Cole brought to the table after that episode, that when we are choosing to maintain these cars, to keep these cars with these big, fat, ridiculous car payments, in many cases, we are choosing our image over our family. And we're going to talk about this in a future episode. But there are a handful of decisions in our life that move the needle more than any others. Our decision on cars is one of them. And for many families, maybe yours, maybe your family right now, your decision on your vehicles is the difference between making progress on your dreams and not. Your decision on your car is the difference between funding your kids' college and not. It's the difference between being able to retire or not. It's the difference between being able to travel with your family and not. And I would propose for, let's say 95% of people listening, because there are exceptions. I would propose for 95% of the people listening And I just made that number up. For 95% of the people listening, all of those other things are more valuable, more important, and add more value to your life than a car. There are people in my life whose cars add a tremendous amount of value to their life. They're few and far between, but they do exist. But I'm guessing you're probably not one of them. Rather, here's what I would encourage you to do. Figure out what does add the most value to your life. What does add the most value? What is the most important thing for you? And then lean into that. And if your cars are in the way of that, just get rid of the cars. Just sell the cars, get something different. Do not let the cars be the thing that stands between you and where you know that you need to be. That's all I have today. Take care, guys.